from your breaking news and weather authority. You're watching News 10 at 5.
Lansing police are investigating a report of a shooting at Patton Gill School. News 10's Clayton Cummins is live at the school. And Clayton, what do you know?
And it was just after 4:30 this afternoon when reports came out of a shooting happening here, or a reported shooting happening here at Patton Gill Middle School. I'm going to step out of the way here and give you a live look. You're looking at Marshall Street right down the road looking north up to Saginaw. You can see multiple police departments have this road blocked off right now. They are asking folks to avoid the area as this investigation is underway. And, you know, any investigation like this, of course, is going to take some time. What we do know right now is that Patton Gill Middle School has been placed on lockdown. Apparently, there were some kids at or around the school at the time of this shooting. They have since been placed on lockdown while police continue their investigation here. But again, it was around 4:30 this evening when there were reports of a shooting happening here at Patton Gill Middle School. Multiple police departments responding to this. We're going to continue to work this story here and bring you any new updates tonight at 6 o'clock. For now, we are live here in Lansing. Clayton Cummins, News 10.
All right, Clayton, thank you. We will stay on this breaking news story and bring you any new information as we get it. We'll also have updates on the WILX app and Facebook page. The sexual assault case against former MSU doctor will not be moved out of Ingham County. Now, that's just one of several motions decided by a judge today. Only a couple motions were granted, including adding the testimony of 6 additional alleged victims of more than 120 women who the Attorney General's office say have reported abuse. A majority of today's motions were denied, including allowing Nassar's child pornography charges as forms of evidence for the trial in Ingham County. An attempt was made by the defense to move the trial to another date, allowing time to review over 50,000 pages of documents from the Attorney General's office. The judge shut that down.
I'm not delaying the trial. Stay up all night if you will. Get some extra help. There is time. And if it's on the computer, scan through it. I can go through 60,000 anything on the computer really quickly. I don't see any need to delay. I've requested the jurors. I'm not causing this county to re-request jurors. It's out there. They're coming in.
Both sides did agree today not to consider MSU's Title IX findings, saying Nassar couldn't cooperate in that investigation because of current criminal cases. The trial is set to begin on December 4th. Well, he's losing his rank, his job, and his salary, but Bo Bergdahl is not losing his freedom. A military judge ruled today he will not serve prison time for deserting his unit in Afghanistan in 2009. Bergdahl was held hostage by the Taliban for 5 years before being released in a prisoner swap in 2014. The judge reduced his rank from sergeant to private, ordering him dishonorably discharged, and ordered him to forfeit $10,000 worth of pay. President Donald Trump tweeted the sentence is a disgrace to our country and our military. Police in New York City are building a rape case against movie mogul Harvey Weinstein. Investigators say they're gathering evidence to get an arrest warrant after a 2010 rape allegation appears credible. An actress from HBO's Boardwalk Empire claimed Weinstein raped her twice in her apartment. Weinstein is currently in Arizona seeking treatment. We'll let you know if he is arrested. When your name is mud, you need a good publicist, so that's another problem for Kevin Spacey. The actor's talent agency and publicist have both dropped him as a client because of the sex scandal. It started when actor Anthony Rapp told BuzzFeed Spacey tried to seduce him when he was 14 years old. Several other people have come forward since then. Netflix has stopped production of Spacey's hit show, House of Cards. Well, after a rainy week, it's nice to see the sunshine again. Let's head over to Andy Provenzano to find out what's in store for tonight. Hi, Andy.
Yeah, hi, and quiet day. It's going to be a quiet evening, too. We'll see some clouds coming and going, but not thickening up just yet. That'll happen during the morning hours. So when you look at the satellite and radar, there's really no radar to show you anything. No rain today, so that is good news. Nice dry air. We've had that north to northeast breeze. Noticeable, but not very strong, but that's allowed us to cool things down and dry things up. Now, if you notice on the left-hand side of your screen, the cloud cover is starting to race back in, bringing in Pacific air, and eventually Gulf moisture is coming up, too. So we'll cloud up, and we'll bring rain in during the afternoon hours of tomorrow, and that'll carry into thunderstorms into the afternoon on Sunday, as this is a push of some mild air for a couple of days, and then that drier, colder air comes back in out of Canada. We see the temperatures right now, 40s, 30s, and even freezing up in the Upper Peninsula. We'll cool down next week. We've got those numbers in store for us. We'll take a look at the 7-day outlook coming up.
Get ready to roll back your clock 1 hour this weekend. Daylight saving time ends early Sunday morning, and while an extra hour of sleep sounds great, turning our clocks back can take a real toll on our bodies. News 10's Marcus Dash explains.
You get an extra hour of sleep, and that always really excites everyone that you get to sleep in for a little extra hour. So some people may wake up feeling a little bit more refreshed, particularly because the sunlight is out now when you're waking up in the morning.
But don't be fooled by the extra hour of sleep. Shower says the time change makes us want to catch more Z's.
We have more hours of darkness and not much light. That can make people feel more tired. Not as much sunlight during the day can make people feel a little more down and not as energized.
Aside from feeling tired and down, Shower says this time of the year brings poor eating habits to the dinner table.
People are eating not quite as healthy as they otherwise would. There's not as many fresh fruits and vegetable options out at the grocery store.
However, there are a few ways we can get around all of the drawbacks associated with the time change.
Taking a vitamin D supplement will be enough to help boost your energy and engage in physical activity. The more endorphins your body releases, these are happy hormones. They give you energy.
One thing that gets lost in this discussion is sleeping at a decent hour. She says people need to turn off their electronic devices and avoid caffeinated drinks before bed.
Try and do something a little more relaxing and settling for about a half an hour before you go to bed. So then that way you can make sure you're getting to bed then at a reasonable time again and not staying up extra because you got the extra hour.
That was Marcus Dash reporting. Overall, doctors say people would be better off without the time change. There have been attempts to pass a state law taking Michigan off daylight saving time. So far, they haven't gone anywhere. A nice way to kick off the weekend with some sunshine and warmer temperatures. Andy tells us if we'll get to enjoy it through the weekend when he brings us his 7-day forecast next. Plus,
I'm Laura Painter, and up next, how one local school is putting fans in the stands to help every student shine.
and here's a live look at our rush hour underway across mid-Michigan. Delays along I-96 from Howell westward, and there are no signs of any trouble on other area highways. If that changes, we'll be sure to let you know. You are watching News 10 at 5.
Always tracking, always alerting. News 10. Here's your weather authority, Andy Provenzano.
Sort of forgot how nice these sunny days are.
It certainly is. Be nice to have two. But
it sure would. I know you got some yard work done today.
I did. You know, it's nice to get out there and finally, it's not dry enough yet, but certainly got some stuff done. And there'll be some opportunities to do that. First part of the day tomorrow will be dry, and then middle part of Sunday, as we get from mid-morning to mid-afternoon, we're still dry then too, but we're all the rest of the time it's wet, so plan accordingly, I guess.
Okay.
Right? Take a look at radar and satellite, and you see radar showing some snow that's spreading across Minneapolis, headed up into northern Wisconsin and the west end of the UP tonight. They could pick up about 3 inches of wet snow. That's just the leading edge of some Pacific air that's coming east now. We've had a north flow all day that allowed us to see that sunshine and dry us out and kept us on the cooler side with temperatures in the upper 40s to around 50 degrees, really not too far off of normal highs from this time of the year. We'll see more cloud covers come and go tonight. Now, this morning's low was around 40 degrees, some upper 30s. We'll be about 35 to maybe 40 in the overnight period. Not too chilly. We'll stay above freezing. The highs, well, 50 degrees in Mason and Jackson. Pretty much on target. The current numbers, though, are starting to cool back down, and we'll see readings cool off through the evening hours, ranging from 32 at Marquette and Houghton all the way down to the 50s here in our neck of the woods, and that's why they're setting up for some wet snow, but they'll warm up over the weekend. Still same situation here. We got the cool weather south, or north rather, and the warm weather south. Now, this is coming back. We'll be in the low 50s tomorrow and then get into the low 60s on Sunday with a strong southwest wind. But north, that comes back in as we go into next week. We'll be back into the 40s, so it's going to waver just a little bit here for a 2-day period. Whenever you see those temperatures span like that, you know something's up. Low pressure sitting out to the west, streaming some Pacific air eastward already. We'll see some of those high clouds come and go tonight. We'll call it variably cloudy. At times the stars will be out there, other times it'll be totally cloudy. But it's just moisture from this warm air overriding the warm front, and that will eventually come through. But what happened the other day, the warm front does bring rain into the picture, and that's what's going to happen here for the daytime tomorrow. So tonight, the clouds coming and going, still some stars here and there, and early morning hours. If you're out tailgating mid-morning, you'll find some hints of sunshine, but look what happens into the afternoon. A line of rain comes in. It'll start as a few showers, and all of a sudden it'll be a steady rain by 3 o'clock, maybe 4. Hopefully we can hold it off an hour. That rain then will head down to Ann Arbor and be down there for the evening. Becomes widely scattered overnight. We stay very mild overnight and then get a push of warm air into the low 60s. So we'll be foggy in the morning and then just a cloudy day. But late afternoon, we see the showers and a line of storms that we'll have to keep an eye on. The threat of gusty winds and maybe some hail out of this as we go through the late afternoon, evening hours that will finally push south, and then we'll bring in the north wind again. Cooler but drier air follows right behind that. So here's a little closer look at how that rain sets up before we go into our Saturday. Some hints of sunshine to start the morning hours, and then there's that line of rain at 11 o'clock, and then it comes right on through around 2 to the west, and 3 and 4 to probably the end of that Spartan game does look a little bit wet. It will be in the 60s on Sunday, then cooling down and staying in the lower 40s most of next week, with the lows going back below freezing, but it will be dry and partly cloudy. Chilly kind of night. The clouds are going to come and go. 37. Tomorrow, hints of sunshine. The clouds will be thickening up through the morning hours. No rain prior to noon, but it does move in the afternoon hours as showers developing, and at times just steady rains, only around 50 or 51, so it will be rather raw kind of afternoon. Sunday, fog in the morning, storms developing in the afternoon. Some could be strong towards evening. A partly cloudy stretch to mostly sunny skies next week, but you see it does get much cooler. Highs in the 40s, lows below freezing almost each and every night, which is more typical of this time of year, but at least it will be dry. The weekend could be a little crazy. Sunday, we're under a slight risk of some severe weather in the late afternoon, early evening hours. We'll have to see how that front goes, but look for some storms to end our weekend.
All right. Thanks, Andy. We are following breaking news out of Lansing at this hour as police investigating a shooting at Patton Gill Middle School. News 10's Clayton Cummins is on scene with the very latest. Clayton.
And we have just confirmed that a shooting did take place here at Patton Gill Middle School. Reports came in of that shooting around 4:30 this afternoon. Now, we are working to learn where that shooting happened. We're not sure if it happened at the school or nearby, but regardless, it was enough to send the entire Patton Gill Middle School here on lockdown. You can see behind me there are multiple police agencies working this scene right now, from Michigan State University Police to Lansing Police as well. I kind of want to turn your direction if we can. I'm with my photographer, Andrew, here. I want to turn your direction. This is down Marshall Street. There are some folks that are kind of peeking their heads out the window here, trying to figure out what's going on. Police are asking that as they're working this scene, that folks just stay inside. There is obviously a lot of things to process at this time. I have been talking to parents on the scene who tell me that school here actually gets out at 4:28. Reports of that shooting happened just minutes later. So if that is in fact the case here, I can imagine that it was a pretty chaotic scene. This as kids were getting out of school at the time this shooting happened. Now, this is looking north up Marshall Street. That intersection you see right there is Saginaw. Police are asking that if you can avoid this area, that you do so. We have not confirmed there are any victims in this case yet here. We are working to learn that information. Police, again, asking folks nearby to just stay at shelter right now, again, as they continue to work this scene. That is all we have now, and we'll send things back to you.
All right, we will stay on this breaking news story and have another update on News 10 at 6. Until then, we'll also post any updates on the WILX app and Facebook page. Time now for Schools Rule. Today we are finding out about the power of inclusion. News 10's Laura Painter finds out how students in Holt learn more when they learn together.
Being kind to everybody can help you become a better person.
The autumn rain did not dampen the spirits at Washington Woods Middle School in Holt. You're looking at the 5th annual Fans in the Stands rally, a school-wide pep rally to help raise awareness of kids with different learning abilities. Here, student athletes are gearing up to compete in a Special Olympics bowling tournament.
We've seen a decline in bullying-related incidents by 2/3.
Today's special pep rally gives general education students a chance to support and uplift their special education classmates. All year long, students of all abilities have been buddying up to help each other learn and build friendships.
I've changed a lot because my buddy's nonverbal, and it kind of just shows me how different people have to live their life and how much they need help, compared to us.
And they aren't just buddies in the classroom.
If you were to watch our kickball games during lunch, we've got all sorts of kids, and you don't know who is special education, who's general education, because they come together as peers.
My favorite thing about it is making new friends. I just really think that this program has really helped me in becoming a better leader and having more friends that I might not have if I was not in this program.
For more information on fans in the stands and the Special Olympics, head to our website, WILX.com, and click on this story. In Holt, Laura Painter, News 10.
While thousands waited in lines to get their hands on one, thieves managed to get their hands on 300. The iPhone 10 heist, next on News 10. And we're working on a lot more for you tonight at 6. David Andrews in studio now with a look at just one of the stories you'll see tonight.
And it is Friday, and that means we have another one of our Missing in Michigan reports. Joe Sam talks to a man who desperately is searching for his son. Tonight at 6, find out why he thinks people in our area may be able to help find him.
If you thought a lot of people were lined up outside the Apple store at the Eastwood Town Center for the new iPhone 10 this morning, take a look at this. Lines wrapped around entire city blocks in places like New York and Chicago, with hundreds of people anxious to be the first to own Apple's 10th anniversary iPhone. Some even showed up as early as Wednesday to secure their spot in line. Even with a $1,000 price tag, demand for the much anticipated device has outstripped the supply. But not everybody waited in line to get their hands on the newest device. Police in San Francisco say thieves stole 300 new iPhones from a UPS truck parked at a mall yesterday. Now, officers believe the suspects were tracking that truck and took the devices when the driver went inside Macy's to make a delivery. With each device valued at $1,000, that's $300 grand in merchandise they got away with. We will be right back. We have more breaking news on the shooting near Pattongill this afternoon. Tim Stout is in studio now with how it has affected one of tonight's playoff games. Tim?
Well, Lansing Catholic High School's football team indeed is on its way to Portland. I just spoke with Catholic head coach Jim Ahern on the phone. The bus was not detained for a lockdown that is now in force the remaining students at Lansing Catholic High School. But the team is on its way. So tonight's Catholic at Portland game indeed will start on time at 7 o'clock. The high school football district championship games are being played tonight in the area, all kicking off at 7. In the 8-man tournament, Portland St. Pat's plays tomorrow. All the scores and highlights, of course, will be seen tonight at 11:15 on the Sports Blitz. Take a look at Lansing Catholic en route to Portland. Now, what a big game this is. These Cougars are hoping to avenge an earlier lopsided defeat during the regular season. Catholic coach Jim Ahern, who I just spoke to, he just hopes his team's going to play better in the rematch to try and advance to the regionals next week.
We did not play well, and they played extremely well, and the results obviously showed that they dominated us. So we're hopefully we're going to come out and we're going to make a lot better effort than what we did the first time we played them. And like you said, they've got a very strong running game, and that's something you definitely have to stop.
Yeah, whether the incident at Pattongill today affects the focus of Catholic or not, who knows? They met during the regular season here. Portland won 35-6 at Catholic. Portland's only loss was 20-14 at Sexton. This loss was one of 2 on the season by Lansing Catholic. Other key games tonight have Cedar Springs at DeWitt, Pewamo, Westphalia at New Lothrop. Among other games tonight, all right, in Division 3, Red Hot DeWitt, 9-1, is going to host Cedar Springs. This could be a toughie. DeWitt is 9-1 with 9 straight wins after this 42-10 district opening romp last Friday over Grand Rapids Christian. That's the team that beat DeWitt 38-30 to open the season in Grand Rapids. DeWitt and Cedar Springs tonight at 7. And that'll be at DeWitt High School. DeWitt's so tough at home. Sports Blitz, we'll have it all, and we'll have a lot more than anything coming up at 6:20 in the sports.
All right.